Looks like we live. Let me make sure everything's set up, sounding clear. Contender regime boxing checking back in with y'all, man. What's good? What's good, man? I know y'all seen the time for the live 1 p.m. Central Time, but man, there's just so much to discuss. And the way I'm feeling right now, man, I'm like, let's go ahead and hop in there, man, and chop it up. You feel me? We gonna talk about it. You did what I'm saying, and kind of give our final thoughts before the fight. You know what I'm saying? The calm before the storm. Shout out to my brother Jay Harris, too, real in the building. What's good? You dig what I'm saying? What's good, man? Shout out to the brother inside the square circle with King Judah in the building. Shout out to my brother D Luckett in the building. What's good? Man, I appreciate y'all for pulling up. Man, we're going to have a good discussion. We're going to have a great discussion, man. As you see the title again, all eyes on Devin Haney right now. All eyes on Devin Haney right now. You feel what I'm saying? It's so much that has transpired over, the course of the first 5 months. You feel me? The first 5 months of 2023. My brother D Luckett said this could possibly be fight of the year. That's a fact. This definitely has all of the makings to be fight of the year. You know what I'm saying? We got two real live, like elite fighters, two real live dogs, and both of them got something to prove. Both of them hungry. You know what I'm saying? Both guys have a lot at stake for different reasons. You dig what I'm saying? But there's so much on the line in this fight. And before we really just, get into, because we done already broke the fight down. We done already gave our in-depth analysis. We done already gave our final prediction. But before we expound on that, I want to give kudos to both Devin Haney and Vasyl Lomachenko for making this shit happen. Because these are the type of fights that the fans want to see. These are the type of fights that real boxing fans rave about. These are type of fights that fans say, well, until y'all give us this type of fight, we not paying no more money. You dig what I'm saying? These are type of fights that people be asking for. This is a match between two guys who, if when the winner comes out, bro, that guy is the real deal. You know what I'm saying? We already know Lomachenko proven. You feel me? But this would put Lomachenko on an even higher level. You feel what I'm saying? He already a surefire Hall of Famer, but this makes him undisputed, a 3-division champion already, but undisputed in his 3rd weight division. You feel me? Being a prime young fighter, the undisputed champion. You feel me? Like, it's a lot at stake for Lomachenko, and then for Devin Haney. I mean, do I even have to discuss what's at stake for Devin Haney? His whole career on the line. His whole livelihood on the line. Everything on the line for Devin Haney. His zero on the line. His undisputed championship title is on the line. Shout out to my brother Money Brown TV in the building. What's good? Says salute my brother Contender Regime. I'll be watching the Hey, you a wild boy, dog. Don't do that. Don't do that, my brother. I know you bullshitting, though. Don't do that, dog. Don't even plant that seed, man. My boy said he gonna be watching a PGA tour. Boy, you crazy as hell. Said, sad thing is they'll only call it fight of the year if Devin loses. You already know how they go, but look, this one of those situations, bro, where it's undeniable. It's undeniable. If Devin Haney loses a fight, but it's a fight of the year candidate, and both guys put up a valiant effort, both guys, fought tooth and nail, and it came down to a split decision or a controversial majority decision, something like that, motherfuckers gonna know that Devin Haney, really laid it all on the line. They gonna see the skill set. I think this fight is gonna be what it's gonna be. I'm not worried about no robbery on either side. I'm not worried about no trickery, none of that, because people gonna see what the fuck happened. When you got two fighters that's this good, bro, stepping in the ring with each other, it's undeniable. The person that's the best is going, the cream gonna rise to the top. The cream gonna rise to the top, bro. Because when you fighting another guy, when it's an elite fighter fighting another elite fighter, you gotta bring your A game. You can't go in there bullshitting. You can't go in there pussyfooting around. The cream gonna rise to the top. And if you go in there bullshitting, you gonna get your ass whooped. That's just how it's gonna go. That's just how it's gonna go. Shout out to my brother Justin Coleman in the building. What's good? You feel me? And make sure y'all tap that like button as y'all slide through. I greatly appreciate it. You feel me? But it's a lot on the line, bro. But we gonna go ahead and jump right on into it, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long, man. Look, all eyes on Devin Haney. That's a few reasons why I put that in the title. All eyes on Devin Haney. And he just raised the bar even higher for himself after that weigh-in. We're going to talk about all of the shenanigans that took place at the weigh-in, you know, why he might have, you know, did what he did, what was the thought process behind that. We're going to talk about that. But all eyes on Devin Haney. Shakur Stevenson already performed. Shakur Stevenson already performed. You feel me? Shakur Stevenson already performed. He went in there, knocked off Yoshino. Great performance. Tank Davis, he already performed. Went in there, you know, knocked out Hector Garcia and Ryan Garcia. Already performed. All eyes is on Devin Haney right now. Everybody is watching tonight. We know what Lomachenko brings to the table. And for the people who have been watching close enough, I think you have an idea what Devin Haney brings to the table as well. But Devin Haney still has so much upside. He has his whole career in front of him. There's so much stuff that we can look forward to see from Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? And now Devin Haney has to go out there and put on a great performance. He got to get the dub. He got to show everybody that he is everything that I said he is, everything that he say he is, everything that he's been highly touted to be. This is his opportunity. You know, we could have said that the George Kambosos fights was that, but we already knew that Devin Haney was better than George Kambosos, even though with so many people. Shout out to my brother Skinny Too Lit in the building. If I didn't already shout you out, brother, salute. But even though it was so many people saying, oh, Devin Haney, he gonna lose that fight, they gonna rob him. Oh, Devin Haney, he don't got no power, even though he had a higher knockout ratio than Kambosos. You know, Kambosos, you know, he jumped inside, he jumped in and out, in and out. Devin Haney ain't never seen nobody with that type of athleticism and foot movement. You dig what I'm saying? Oh, he knocked down Teofimo Lopez. Oh my God, Kambosos is finna go crazy. Oh, he cannot. Ain't no way he can go to Australia and win in that man's backyard. Come on, bro. We done heard it all before. But at the foundation of that, I think most of us knew that Devin Haney was a better fighter than George Kambosos. This is a different situation. This is a different situation simply because we know what type of dog Lomachenko is. And I don't think anybody can say that they've seen Lomachenko this motivated. I don't think anybody can say that they ever seen Lomachenko like this fired up. And then you take into account the push heard around the world at the weigh-in, at the ceremonial weigh-in. You know, I think Devin Haney, man, I think he playing mind games. You feel me? I think Devin Haney playing mind games with that push. You know? I think he playing mind games. I think that push was premeditated. I think they talked about that in the back, like, Dev, like, I'm going to push him. Man, this shit, hey, look, it's a couple of reasons why he pushed Lomachenko. Of course, he's trying to get more eyes on the fight. D. Lucky said the push was probably a bad idea. We're going to talk about that. Let's talk about it. So let me tell you, it could work for him and it could work against him. Peep game. Now, I think that push was a strategy to get in Lomachenko's mind. He's already going to be the fighter that has to come forward to close the distance, right? But I think Devin Haney, number one, he wants to sell the fight. He want to sell the fight. Number two, he want to get Lomachenko riled up and in his emotions and overly aggressive, reckless, so he can try to run him into a shot. You know, make him fight uncharacteristically. Because think about it. We can say the push was a bad idea, but for what? For what? At the end of the day, they still got to get in the ring and fight. Even if Devin Haney didn't push Lomachenko, Loma still gonna get in the ring and try to whoop his ass. I think the push by Devin Haney was brilliant. I think it was brilliant. You know why? Because if he didn't already have enough pressure on himself, this raises the bar even higher. Now I really got to go whoop this dude ass. I done pushed him. I know that kind of made him feel some type of way because they separated us real quick. He didn't have an opportunity to get back at me. The next time he gonna see me is when we get in the ring. I know he gonna be thinking about that. You know, and if I lose this fight, I'm gonna look like a fool going out there pushing him like that. You feel me? I'm gonna be on one of those, one of those compilations when trash talking goes wrong. You know what I'm saying? You said Loma too smart for that. All right, he can be too smart for that, but how can the push be a bad idea though? Because they still gotta fight. It ain't like you pushing a motherfucker who wasn't gonna whoop your ass at first, who didn't have no intentions on whooping your ass, and then you push them. Now they want to whoop you. They was gonna fight anyway. The push was genius. It was genius. He got more eyes on the fight. He got more people talking about the fight. And on top of that, if Lomachenko was gonna be aggressive, he gonna be even more aggressive. He gonna want to whoop Devin Haney ass even more. And then on top of that, do I think Devin Haney nervous? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. If anything, well, look, I think every fighter goes into a fight starting off nervous. Even Mike Tyson said when you walk into the ring, when Mike Tyson said every fight, no matter who he was fighting, when he's walking to the ring, he nervous. But then as soon as he get in the ring and that bell ring, you turn into a different motherfucker. You turn into a different motherfucker, man. It's just like if you play football. You know what I'm saying? You walk on that field before you take that first hit, you might be a little jittery. But once you get hit, oh, you in the game now. You ready for some more. You asking for it now. Bro, Devin Haney, that man 29-0. This his 30th fight. He not nervous about like losing or nothing. You feel me? That man finna go in there and do his job. And Lomachenko, I don't think Lomachenko nervous or nothing like that. Of course, he been here. Also, what Jay Harris Too Real said. He said, I think Haney pushed him to show Loma his strength. And you heard what Loma said, oh, he didn't have no power. A push is different from a punch. A push is different from a punch. We gonna see. Because a lot of fighters that say another fighter don't have no power, you got to go in there and show that shit. That means you got to go in there and walk through everything he got. The same way they said Floyd didn't have no power, but nobody went in there and walked through shit. The only motherfucker that tried it was Maidana, and he still lost both times. And Lomachenko don't have Maidana power. He not that. You feel me? So we gonna see. We gonna see if he don't got power. Shout out to the brother Tex Rock in the building. What's good? We gonna see if he don't got power. That means Lomachenko need to go in that bitch and walk through everything. Reckless abandon. Throwing caution to the wind. If Devin Haney, if he didn't feel no power, I don't want to see no defense. I want to see straight offense. But you know that ain't gonna happen. You know why? Because he know that motherfucker got something coming behind that shit. That's why. Yeah, motherfuckers talk all that shit, but at the end of the day, you still got to go in there and fight. So the same way Devin Haney got to back up that push. Shout out to my brother, Kinda Loco Sports in the building. What's good, bro? I appreciate you for pulling up. One of the best boxing channels out here, man. Salute. Shout out to Puerto Rico in this motherfucker. You feel me? Yeah. Shout out to the Queen, Simply Amira J, in the super chat, coming through and showing love. I appreciate that, Queen. She said, hey, contender. Hey, how you doing? You feel me? But look, it's a lot to discuss, man. First and foremost, let's talk about the weigh-in. Let's talk about the weigh-in. Now, Devin Haney came in. They did the weigh-in at 9 a.m. yesterday. 9 a.m. Friday morning. Now, everybody made so much of a deal. I seen Ellie Seckback trying to put all these crazy ass titles. And you know, Ellie cool and shit. You feel me? But sometimes he be on bullshit depending on who he fuck with. Shout out to the brother Marlon Primus in the building. Depending on who he fuck with. You know he fuck with Earl. You know he fuck with Tank. So he bigged them up. But because Devin Haney is a direct rival automatically of Tank, he trying to talk shit. So you see he posted the video of Devin Haney and Bill Haney walking out of the facility after doing the 9 a.m. weigh-in, trying to make it seem like, you know, Dev, he ain't healthy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the titles that he putting up, oh, you know, Dale struggling to make weight. You know, I heard Loma say it took him 2 or 3 times to make weight. Yeah, that shit sound cool, but at the end of the day, he made weight. Tell me how it took Devin Haney 2 or 3 times to make weight, but he came in lighter than Lomachenko. Loma weighed in at 135 at the limit. Devin Haney weighed in at 134.9? 134.6? Something like that. It was lower than the limit. So that's one factor. But everybody tried to make it seem like Dev was just so drained. But this is what people not talking about. The weigh-in was 9 a.m. Friday morning. When they did the ceremonial weigh-in, everybody had already rehydrated. Devin Haney had all day yesterday and all day today. Motherfucker ain't finna walk in the ring till about 9:30, 10 o'clock. That man got 2 days to rehydrate. Come on, bruh. We gonna see what the fuck really going on. Shout out to the brother D Lucky in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, I got Devin winning this fight, but if his jab isn't sharp all night, I can see Loma stopping Dev by TKO. The thing about that push, too, is that Loma felt his strength and he knows what to expect. That's a great point, D Lucky. That's a great point. Shout out to the brother Shaquan in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, peace, bro. It's Haney time. Dev gonna shock the world with this one, guaranteed. Big facts. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. But look, everybody, hold on. You can say he struggled to make the weight, but he still got 2 days to rehydrate. Give a fuck about what he did to make the weight. He got 2 days to rehydrate. If you gonna talk about the fact that he struggled to make the weight, let's talk about the fact that he got 2 days to rehydrate. And then, since we mentioned in that, people trying to say that it's an advantage for Devin Haney having to weigh in at 9 a.m. Number one, he the undisputed fucking champion. If he wanted that bitch to be at 5 a.m., it need to be at 5 a.m. Fuck you talking about, it's on Friday. If he want that bitch at 3 a.m., that bitch need to be at 3 a.m. Fuck is you talking about? That's the first thing. The second thing is, Lomachenko got the same 2 days that Devin Haney got to rehydrate. The same 2 days. So, as far as Lomachenko, you can look at that as an advantage or a disadvantage. However you look at it. But both guys got the same 24 hours, the same 48 hours. If you're going to talk about one side of it, let's talk about the other side of it. I see so many people making a big deal about, oh, you know, he's struggling to make the weight. Oh, but ain't nobody talking about the fact that the weigh-in was at 9 a.m. Ain't nobody talking about the fact that the weigh-in was at 9 a.m., which I think that's huge. And I think Dev and his team flexed their muscle a little bit. Because the same way Dale flexed this muscle is the same way how Lomachenko fought to have the fight pushed back to May 20th. Shout out to my brother Knockout Boxing 86 TV in the building. What's good? He said Loma little ass ain't rehydrated number 137. That's his fault. That ain't got shit to do with Devin Haney. The same way Tank Davis told Ryan Garcia, we gonna do a rehydration clause. Now, both of us gotta adhere to it. Now, it might benefit me more than it benefits you, but we both gotta follow the rules. That shit don't mean nothing to me. We both gotta follow the same rules. I don't wanna hear shit about that on fight night. You know what I'm saying? So, I think if we gonna talk about how much Devin Haney struggled to make the weight, let's talk about the fact that he got 2 days to hydrate. You feel me? But this is gonna be a great fight, bruh. This is gonna be a great fight. You know, all bullshit aside, bruh. This a 50-50 fight, dog. This a 50-50 fight. And stylistically, based off of what we seen from both fighters, and when I say based off what we seen, I'm talking about on a consistent basis. Before I go into that, hold on. Since my brother Knockout Boxing 86 TV in here, and shout out to my brother, because I know you're a big Tank fan just like me, but you're a bigger fan of Tank than Devin Haney. I get that. As I am a bigger fan of Devin Haney than Tank Davis. But a lot of people, I see people comparing Devin Haney pushing Lomachenko to what Tank did. That pussy ass shit, fuck out, that shit was pussy. This shit right here, to me, that shit he did with Rolly, that little tap out, man, that shit pussy. This shit right here looked more to me like Terrence Crawford pushing Hank Lundy. Yeah, that's what that looked like to me. I don't think that shit had nothing to do with Tank, bro. This shit looked like Terrence Crawford pushing Hank Lundy. Yeah, that's what that looked like to me. You feel what I'm saying? That's what that looked like to me. Shout out to my brother D Lucky back in the super chat, coming through and showing love. He said Loma said Devin is mine. Big facts. Bro, look, I think Loma finna come in this bitch ready to throw him. I told y'all, bro, I never seen Loma this hungry. I never seen Loma this motivated. I never seen Loma with this much on the line. I never seen him in this position, bruh. This shit different. This is the last opportunity that he probably gonna get it to win a title. This the last opportunity he probably gonna get to be undisputed, being 35 years old. It's a lot of last opportunities for Loma in this fight. He gonna be hungry. And he bringing all the skills behind that shit. And going back to what I was saying stylistically, this fight, the reason why I say going back to what we seen from both fighters, even though I've seen gym film from Devin Haney, and I've seen things that he's done in spurts in certain fights, like the Jorge Linares fight, like how he started out boxing and then decided to come forward from round 4 to 5 and started walking Linares down and was successful throughout the entire fight, aside from the last millisecond of the 10th round. I've seen him work the inside and body game with Linares in spurts, but we haven't seen him do it consistently throughout a fight. We've seen Lomachenko consistently be him, coming forward, showing angles, getting inside, crashing the pocket, creating blind spots, hitting you with shots that you don't see, going to the body, hitting you with straight shots, and particularly the straight left. Stylistically, based off what we've seen, this fight favors Lomachenko. Based off what we've seen from both fighters on a consistent basis, this fight favors Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? This fight favors Lomachenko because we've seen Loma be able to break distance on guys more consistently than we've seen Devin Haney fight on the inside. we've seen Loma give guys troubles with angles and creating blind spots more than we've seen Devin Haney deal with a fighter who does those things. Stylistically, this fight, based off of what we've seen on a consistent basis, this fight favors Lomachenko. Now, the reason why somebody like myself, who I like to think that I have a very keen eye when it comes to what I'm looking at when these guys in the ring, man, and you know, just looking at the small detail. Shout out to everybody that's pulling up, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button as you slide through. Shout out to my brother Ravens Nation in the building. Shout out to the brother Armando Ramirez in the building. What's good? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the OG Mr. Munt in the super chat coming through and showing love. Salute to you, OG. Appreciate you for pulling up, man. Shout out to everybody pulling up. Brian Peters in the building. What's good? Shout out to my brother DeAntrell Brahmins in the building. What's good? Salute. Salute. But with all that being said, and look, the reason why I can say that, the reason why I feel comfortable picking Devin Haney, even after all of the shit that I just gave y'all, is because I've seen Devin Haney do the things that he needs to do to be able to win. I've seen him come forward and push bigger. Well, Linares, they about the same size. But he was a bigger puncher than Devin Haney, about the same size. He might even been bigger than Devin Haney, to be honest. Though he's a multi-divisional champion, he might have been naturally the bigger man. But again, I've seen Devin Haney push him backwards, go to the body, open up his offensive arsenal. I've seen in the first half of the Jojo Diaz fight, walk forward. You know, even in the middle rounds and towards the end too, he stirred it up when shit got hot for him. You feel me? I've seen Devin Haney do these things. I believe that he can do this. He can formulate a game plan and stick to that shit depending on who he's fighting. When you elevate your level of competition, I believe Devin Haney will be able to go out there and put together a full game plan for Lomachenko. And all of the things that I've seen him do in spurts, I know he can carry that shit out on a consistent basis. I know he got that ability. And then you factor in everything else, the fact that, you know, he feels that he's arrived now. He's the undisputed champion, 24 years old, coming into his man strength, you know, really, you know, vying for that respect. Having all of the fundamental tools and the abilities, a classic outboxer, has the potential to be one of the premier master boxers in the game. He has all of these tools and attributes. And with youth on his side, and with so much to look forward to in his career, I believe Devin Haney is in the position to rise to the occasion. Even though I think this fight stylistically favors Lomachenko. Experience favors Lomachenko. You dig what I'm saying? But I think this is going to be one of those fights, bro, where, you know, either we find out that, because we already know what Loma is. Either we find out that Devin Haney, he wasn't that. He wasn't that, or he gonna ride. And people gonna have to give him his credit. People gonna have to give him his motherfucking credit. And this another thing, bro. I don't want to hear shit. Look, Loma win this fight, he get all the credit in the world. All the kudos. He becomes the undisputed champion, surefire Hall of Famer, won't get no shit from me ever again. Lomachenko beat Devin Haney tonight. He won't ever get no shit from me again. I don't care about how toxic his fans is. I don't care about how much the media try to put him above Floyd Mayweather and Muhammad Ali and Andre Ward and Bud Crawford and all these great fighters. He won't get no shit from me. He beat Devin Haney tonight. But in that same token, Devin Haney need to get all the credit in the world. You know why? Because the same guys that y'all claim he ducking, or the same guys that y'all claim that he'll get knocked out by, the same guys y'all claim that he ain't on their level because he ain't got no power, is the same motherfuckers that ain't never been in the ring with no dog like Lomachenko. Remember what I said at the beginning of the live. Look, all eyes on Devin Haney. Shakur Stevenson already performed. He at home watching. He gonna be at the crib. He might be at the fight, but he watching. He done already performed. Gervonta Tank Davis already performed. He's on pace to have a fight of the year type of year. Tank Davis, he done beat Hector Garcia, beat Ryan Garcia. He could potentially fight a Devin Haney later this year. He's on pace to have a fight of the year 2023. I made a video on that. But he already performed. He watching. But keep in mind, none of them motherfuckers fought a Lomachenko. None of them. None of them. Shout out to the brother D Lucky back in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, based on how Loma is looking, I don't think he was ever ducking Haney. We can say that. We can say he was never ducking Haney, but the fact is that he did. I mean, I don't think he was ever afraid of Devin Haney. If that's what you want to say, D Lucky, I don't think Loma was ever shaking in his boots and shit. Shout out to the brother Baltimore Racks in the building. What's good? I don't think Loma was ever shaking in his boots and shit. But the motherfucker did maneuver. I got video where Mauricio Suleiman from the WBC said Lomachenko asked for the franchise title. Now, why would you ask for the franchise title knowing that that's going to forego your actual real WBC championship title and you're going to have to get that motherfucker up? They asked for it because they didn't want to fight Devin Haney. They wanted to go do some other shit. That's a fact. Now, whether or not you think he was afraid, that's another question. I mean, don't nobody know who's scared and who not scared for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes the shit be blatant and overt, but I mean, I don't know if the man was scared. I don't think he was scared. I know Loma really liked that. But the fact is, he did avoid Devin Haney. That's a fact. The same way I'm going to say Tank Davis avoided Lomachenko, which is a fact. I don't think Tank's scared of him, but he avoided him. That's a fact. Them boys didn't want no smoke with Lomachenko. That's a fact. He avoided him. His whole team avoided him. And when Floyd Mayweather jumped up in that interview and said, hey, no, hey, we not talking. We ain't gonna look now. Hold up now. We ain't talking about no Loma now. Look, yeah, Loma old. He gotta fight as many fights as he can. You know, Tank, we gonna keep fighting these dudes over here because look, this was said. I didn't hear Tank Davis make no fuss. I never once heard Tank Davis speak up and say, man, fuck what Floyd talking about. I want him. I ain't never heard Tank say that. So the same way I'm going to say Tank Davis avoided Lomachenko, Lomachenko avoided Devin Haney. That's a fact. That's a fact. Shout out to the brother J Harris Too Real back in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, shout out to you for keeping people honest of the way they rate Loma. You're ensuring the fact that Devin gets all his credit if he wins. That's a fact. We got to lay this shit on the line, bro. We got to set this shit out, bro. We got to set this shit out, bro. We got to put this shit on the table, bro. Set this shit out, man. Come on, bro. Set that shit out, man. We talking facts, bro. We ain't talking none of that fanboy shit over here. We talking facts, bro. Because I'm the same motherfucker that'll tell you I think Tank Davis will beat Devin Haney in a fight. Man, we talking facts. Now, they still got to make the fights. That's why we want to see the fights. I'm just a fan who want to see the fights, bro. And that's why I respect Devin Haney and Lomachenko because they giving me the fights I want to see. They giving me the fights I want. I just told you Shakur Stevenson already performed. Had his first fight at 135. Yet he coming in the game. He only had one fight at 135 versus Yoshino, somebody that none of you motherfuckers knew who he was. But yet they say Devin Haney ducking him. Then you got Tank Davis, he done fought such and such. But ain't none of them motherfuckers fought who Devin finna fight tonight. None of them. Facts. We just talking facts, bro. We just talking facts. I haven't lied to y'all one time. I ain't said no bullshit to y'all not one time. We just talking facts. We just talking facts. It's a great fight, man. It's a great fight. A great fight. Exactly. Ducking Shakur while he signed a contract to fight Loma. I even had people tell me that if Devin Haney went after Tank Davis, the face of boxing, the hardest hitting motherfucker pound for pound in the sport, arguable, but if I had to choose, I would choose Tank. You know, you got better BF out there. You got the heavyweights of the world, Deontay Wilder. But pound for pound, the hardest hitting motherfucker, I got to get that crown to Tank Davis because he really liked that. But we got fans telling me that if Devin Haney beats Loma, which is a great accomplishment in and of itself, if he goes after Tank Davis, whether that fight is at 35 or 40, but if he fights Tank Davis next, then he ducking Shakur Stevenson. How you... If you fighting Loma, or if you fighting Tank, or if you fighting Shakur, how you ducking anybody? Motherfuckers telling me that Devin Haney going after Tank Davis is ducking Shakur Stevenson. That's like saying Earl Spence going after Terrence Crawford is ducking Boots Ennis. It's crazy. Shout out to my brother Knockout Boxing 86 TV. He said, number one, you can't duck anyone trying to fight Tank. That's a fact. Tank is more skilled and delivers his power better than the guys. They may hit a little harder than him, so his power is better than those guys. I agree because Tank Davis, he got the same level of power these guys pound for pound, but he also have a whole lot of other shit coming behind that. You know, better BF hit hard, but he ain't throwing them bitches at the velocity and from the angles that Tank Davis hitting motherfuckers with uppercuts and shit. He ain't doing that. And I love Deontay Wilder, but, you know, Tank Davis got power in both hands. You feel what I'm saying? It's different. It's different. Tank Davis different. He different. You know what I'm saying? But even saying that about Tank, and I love Tank to death, I think Tank Davis is, I think he got the potential to be one of the GOATs, like one of them guys. But the fact that I believe in him so much, it make me want to push him to the forefront that much more. Like I want to see him the same. Like my favorite fighter is Jermell Charlo. That's my favorite fighter, bro. The reason I love Jermell Charlo, even though he picking Lomachenko tonight, crazy. But the reason why I love Jermell Charlo, bro, because that he won't smoke. He won't smoke, bro. He won't smoke. He won't smoke. On top of the fact that he's an incredibly gifted fighter, trained by the best trainer in the sport. Has some of the best physical attributes. Great chin, great power, everything is great. But what trumps all of those attributes is the fact that he fucking won't smoke. That shit trump all the power, the speed, the footwork. the ring IQ, all that shit get trumped by the fact that you fucking want to fight, bruh. And this shit just ain't about a bag to you, bruh. Shout out to the brother Ricky Cooper in the super chat coming through and showing love. He said, contender, I am unapologetically a Tank fan, but crazy about Devin and Shakur too. Too much division amongst them, but you keep it real. That's a fact, bruh. That's a fact. I'm a huge fan of Tank, Dev, Shakur. Every time they have a fight, I'm supporting. Every time they got anything going on, bro, y'all know how we rocking over here. I ain't even got to explain that. Y'all know how we rocking. And I just want to see the fights, bro. I just want to see the fights. Said Pedraza is Tank's most skilled opponent. I disagree. I think, and shout out to the brother Prolific One in the building. What's good, bro? I actually think Hector Garcia, this is my personal opinion. You know, I know some people say Barrios, some people say Pedraza, some people say Leo Santa Cruz, because motherfuckers like to shit on that Leo Santa Cruz win. I actually think that was a great win by Tank. Leo Santa Cruz is a highly decorated fighter. I thought that was a great win. Even though, I mean, motherfuckers expected Tank to win that fight, but that's just a testament to how great Tank is. I think his most skilled opponent, you can say Gamboa, but I'm talking about at the time he fought him. You feel me? You got to factor in the time he fought him. He fought Hector Garcia coming off the two biggest wins of his career. And if you look at Hector Garcia amateur background, bro, the dude experience is crazy. In my opinion, Hector Garcia was the most skilled. He could box, you know what I'm saying? He could bang. He just was in there with a different type of monster. And if you go back and watch that Hector Garcia fight before Tank turned it on and started knockout, said Leo, that's a viable opponent that you could say was his most skilled opponent. Leo was a dog. Leo was a great fighter, a really good fighter for his division. I'll say them lower divisions, he was great in those divisions. But fucking with Tank though, Tank will make you look like you not really like that. But I think that Leo win was a very underrated win just because of how Tank mashed him out. People like to discredit him. They say, well, he brought up a smaller guy, but when they got in the ring, Leo looked like he was bigger. You know what I'm saying? That's why it took Tank so long to find his distance and be able to land the shots that he landed. That fight was kind of similar to the Hector Garcia fight because Hector was giving Tank problems. Like when they was boxing in the middle of the ring, Hector was giving Tank problems. I saw something too. Now the thing that Hector Garcia don't have is the lateral foot movement and being able to fight off the back foot efficiently enough to be able to evade Tank. Said Hector has a lot of defensive flaws. One of those defensive flaws is the fact that he's not as fleet of foot as he needs to be to make Tank Davis work harder to get those shots off that he's got. Because when they boxed in the middle of the ring, Hector was winning those exchanges because of the reach and because of the counterpunching ability and because of the ring IQ. But when Tank Davis decided to say, I don't think this dude can hurt me, or I see an opportunity to break that distance. Once he started getting close and throwing that left hand consistently and landing that bitch, it was over with. It was over. But in my opinion, I think Hector Garcia was the most skilled fighter that Tank Davis fought. But if you look at, going back to Devin Haney and Loma, that's what make this fight so great. And that's why I think Devin Haney deserves so much credit, is because we don't even have to guess on Shakur's resume, on Tank's resume, on Devin's resume, who is the best fighter. Put all three of their resumes together, who the best fighter is not even a question. Who the most skilled fighter is not even a question. Who the most decorated fighter, not even a question. Who the most respected fighter, not even a question. That's why this fight is so important. That's why this fight is what it is. That's why this shit's so meaningful to the sport, bruh. Shout out to the brother Charles Stevens in the building. What's good, said, being a boxing fan since the 1950s, I really hope today's boxing reached the level of past boxing where everybody fought everybody. Man, say, that's why I have this YouTube channel. That's one of the main reasons why I have this YouTube channel. It ain't the only reason. It's one of the main reasons. Because I want to be an advocate for the best fighters fighting the best fighters. I want to be an advocate for the fans, us, me, and you, getting the best product that we can fucking get, bro. Restoring integrity in the sport. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not with all that duck talk, man. All that finagling and finessing, picking and choosing. You know, we got our favorites over here. I'm not one of them guys that say that I'm unbiased. I'm not, shout out to the Queen Lala D in the building. I'm not one of them guys that claim to be unbiased, because I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't think there's a such thing as being unbiased. We all got favorite fighters. We all got guys that we fuck with over the others. But at the same time, when you got somebody who can openly be biased and still be able to give you an objective point of view and speak from a place of genuine understanding of what's going on and from a place of facts, is different. See, I can come up here and tell you that I like Earl Spence more than I like Terrence Crawford. But I ain't finna sit up here and say Earl gonna whoop him easy. I ain't finna get up here and tell you that Terrence Crawford don't got a chance to win. I like Devin Haney more than I like Tank Davis. But I still think Tank Davis is overall a better fighter. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of people can't give you that perspective because they too caught up in their emotions. They too caught up in their feelings. You got people on two extremes. You got people on one side that say they unbiased. They keep everything down the middle, when it's clear if you listen to their content, they not unbiased. And then when you listen to motherfuckers that be in the comments and shit and say they unbiased and shit, they clearly got their favorites. It's just that they unbiased when it comes to you talking about your favorite fighters going against theirs. That's when they become unbiased all of a sudden. But come on now. Everybody got their favorite fighters, but it's only a select few motherfuckers who can have their favorites and still call it the way it fucking is, bro. Not everybody can do that. I have motherfuckers that I fuck with that'll argue me blue till they blue in the face about how unbiased and how fair they are. Whole time you got a list of favorite fighters just like I do. The only difference is I tell the fucking truth. That's the difference. And another difference is I want to see the best fights. Shout out to the brother Devin Andre in the building. What's good? Said, if Loma drops Haney, even if Devin wins, they gonna talk mad shit about him getting dropped. You know that. But look, that's part of boxing though. That's part of boxing. And we've already seen Devin Haney face adversity, so I'm not gonna sit up here and say I want to see him face adversity. But I do want to see. I want to see Loma push him to the point where he have to make an adjustment and overcome that. Make that adjustment, overcome the adversity, and win. Pass with flying colors. I do want to see that. Shout out to the OG Mr. Month back in that super chat, coming through and showing love. He said, Dev is at the top of the division, in my opinion. That's a fact. He said, but I still can't crown him the best. I can't crown Tank or Shakur either, regardless of what I think. I'm just one of those guys who need proof. Hey, OG Mr. Month, I love that, bro. I love that because that's why we gotta see the fights. That's why we gotta see the fights. See, I'm gonna tell y'all like this. I'm one of them guys, man, like, we done been through this whole Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford saga for how long now? 5, 6 years? I done lost count. I don't know how long this shit been going on. I made my second YouTube video about that fight. You know what I'm saying? That was like 2018. So we've been talking about that shit for so long. It's like you got fans that at this point, they don't even want the fight to happen. They just want to be able to have they talking points, and then they have they talking points, and then they just argue all day about the shit. I want to see the fights. I actually want to see who the best. I don't want to just be a fan of one fighter and then just talk him up. Oh yeah, he this, he that. Oh, he doing this, but then motherfuckers ain't fighting. I want to see the fights. I want you to go prove that shit like OG Mr. Munt just said. I want to see the fights. I love Frank Martin. And I think Frank Martin and fuck around and whoop on Dev. He fuck around and whoop on Tank. He fuck around and whoop on Shakur. That could happen. We gotta see the fights. That's why every boxing fan, if you're a content creator with a voice and a platform, number one, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. You can have your motives, as you know, we have ours. You know, we support who we support for the reasons we support them. But you have a responsibility to uphold the integrity of the sport when you're talking about this boxing. You have a responsibility to push for the best fights to happen. Because it's too many fans running around here, you know, trying to keep these narratives up. You feel me? But they really don't want to see the fights. I don't want to be arguing about Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence for years. You feel me? At some point, them motherfuckers need to fight. So we can prove that I was right or I was wrong. And the same thing for you. Said Frank Martin impressed me a lot when he beat Ali's grandson. Hey man, look, Frank Martin, I'm so impressed with Frank Martin. Frank Martin I think he's an incredible fighter, man. I think he's one of those guys who started late, but you can tell that he just got it in him. Frank Martin, imagine Frank Martin started boxing at age 5. Imagine Frank Martin started boxing at age 5, went to the Olympics, he probably would have medaled, had Derrick James his whole career. But you look at him now, Frank Martin is a talent, man. Frank Martin is a talent. I love his attitude. I had the pleasure of meeting him, you know, and just chopping it up with him casually. Just being in the city. And dude, solid, bro. Solid dude, man. Can fight his ass off. Got a great attitude, dedicated to the sport. Really want to be the best. Big fan of Frank Martin. Said, shout out to the brother Javon Freeman in the building. He said, how do you feel about Ryan Garcia joining Derrick James and the Killers over there? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. I didn't make a video on that for a couple reasons. I did post, and I knew that we would talk about it today on the live show too. I knew it would come up candidly in conversation. And I did make a community post on it. Said I'm a fan. Lala D said yes, I'm a fan of Keyshawn. I'm a fan of Keyshawn too, and I want to see that fight. I think Keyshawn is a dog, man. I really love Keyshawn Davis's game. He can fight, man. Keyshawn Davis can fucking fight. I love it. I love his game. But as far as Ryan Garcia signing with Derrick James as his trainer, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro. For me, I'm happy for Derrick James off of the fact that he's getting another high-profile fighter under his belt, under his tutelage. It's another source of income for Derrick James, who from my city, you know, who coaches two of my favorite fighters. My first favorite fighter, Jamel Charlo. My second favorite fighter, Earl Spence. You know, I'm happy for Derrick James and his brand. But for Ryan Garcia, I think, he'll get some knowledge. He'll get tutelage. Shout out to the brother Dankfather in the building. What's good? He'll get some knowledge and tutelage that he haven't gotten before. He'll get a level of structure and coaching and teaching that he's never gotten before. But I mean, Ryan Garcia switched trainers like he switched underwear, bro. How many trainers he done had? How many? I mean, I'll be honest. I kind of felt like I don't want that type of energy around my favorite fighters. I'll be honest. I don't want that type of pussy energy around my favorite fighters, bro. I don't. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. I don't want that type of pussy energy around my favorite fighters, and I don't want. Now look, I don't know. I think Derrick James got enough on his hands. That's my personal opinion. I think Derrick James got enough on his hands, and you know, I think Ryan Garcia gonna get more out the deal than Derrick James get out the deal. You know what I'm saying? Everybody think that, and look, this is just a testament to how great of a teacher that Derrick James is, because everybody feel like if you got problems, go to Derrick James. That's what everybody feel like. If you got problems, go to Derrick James. So that right there just elevates the brand of Derrick James and the world-class boxing gym here in Dallas, Texas. Shout out to the brother Eclectic Agitator in the building. What's good? Shout out to my brother Baltimore Racks in that super chat coming through and showing love. He said thoughts on Dev getting fined for pushing Loma. I didn't know he got fined, but it's all good. It ain't, it's money. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that has anything to do with the fight. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no sweat off his back. But as far as Ryan Garcia, man, I think he's an extremely underdeveloped product, and I think Derrick James can definitely help him. But he has to be coachable. He has to be willing. He has to be dedicated. You can't be all about when you're a Derrick James fighter. Have y'all noticed a trend with the Jermell Charlos and the Earl Spencers and the Frank Martins of the world? Have y'all noticed the trend? These dudes they not really out there like that. Now, Jermell, he gonna talk his shit when he get on live every once in a while, but these dudes be tucked away, man, focus on they shit. These dudes be focused on greatness. And like Frank Martin, that man stay in the gym, he working, bro. Ryan Garcia has a track record of not being in the gym consistently, not living in the gym, not really eating, sleeping, and breathing this shit. So, Derrick James can be the greatest coach of all time, but that don't mean he gonna make Ryan Garcia Earl Spence. That don't mean I think he definitely gonna add shit. I think Ryan gonna get more out the deal than Derrick James. He definitely gonna add things to him, but I don't think he's gonna all of a sudden be able to beat Tank Davis because he got Derrick James in his corner. He's still gonna be Ryan Garcia. The same way I think Anthony Joshua is still gonna be Anthony Joshua. Them dudes done they done been taught certain shit already. It's gonna be hard to undo, especially Joshua because he's older. Ryan Garcia is younger, so I think he has some of his habits will be easier to break than a guy like Anthony Joshua. But at the same time, it's so I don't know. We gonna see. But I'm rooting for Derrick James. I really could give a fuck about Ryan Garcia, to be honest with you. But I'm rooting for Derrick James though. So hopefully he can create yet another champion. Shout out to the brother ATX Slab Life Cletus, aka Big Texas, in this hole. Shout out to TWT. I like that name, my brother. Slab Life Cletus, okay, aka Big Texas, in this hole. I feel you, bro. Appreciate you for pulling up. Said it takes two to make something wrong. Derrick can provide the knowledge, but if Ryan ain't taking it in, said if Ryan ain't taking it in, then what weight does that hold? That's a fact. I can give you an example. I can give you a great example. And I don't even have to go outside the camp to do it. See Jermell Charlo versus Brian Castano 1. Now, I just told y'all Jermell Charlo my favorite fighter. And I just told y'all that Jermell Charlo a dog, very coachable fighter, very dedicated fighter to his craft. He got everything. I think when Jermell Charlo puts it all together, I got him rated pound for pound #1 in the sport right now. That's just my opinion. I mean, everybody got their own opinion, but that's my opinion. I think when Jermell Charlo put it all together, there's nothing he can't do in that ring. You saw that in the second fight with Castano. But go back to the first fight. Jermell Charlo was not listening to Derrick James. We sat here and broke that shit down. I made a whole, I did a video, then we went live on that shit. We did the immediate post-fight reaction live. Jermell Charlo did not listen to Derrick James in that first fight. You know what I'm saying? He didn't. And that fight ended up being a draw because of that. Derrick James was giving Jermell Charlo sound advice and instructions, and he did not follow that. He did not follow it. And that fight was a draw. The point I'm making is that you can have the greatest coach in your corner, but if you're not fucking coachable and you're not listening and you're not capable or willing to go out there and execute the shit that he telling you to do, what good is it? I didn't even have to go outside the camp to give y'all that example. My boy KO said Reynoso, Goosen, and now James Ryan problem ain't his trainer's facts. It's him. Until he fixes mentality, it don't matter if God, he said, it don't matter if God himself trains him. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. So I'm not finna, you know, I'm proud of Derrick James for being who he is, man. I'm so proud of Derrick James, and I'm happy because all this does is elevates his brand. I love that for him. But as far as Ryan Garcia, I'm not finna be jumping out my seat. You know, oh my God, Ryan Garcia, he with Derrick James, he finna be a beast. No. And then the brother Tex Rogers said, then look what happened when he actually listened in the second fight. He put on one of the best performances of his career. I think the best performance of his career on the biggest stage for Undisputed. Derrick James told him, stay on the back foot, give him angles, set them traps. And then when you get him where you want him, then you let them big shots off like Charlo loved to do. Be more calculated. Keep that jab in his face. And you give it to him to the head and to the body. Everything that Derrick James was demonstratively, if that's even a word, demonstrating everything that he wanted him to do. That's another thing that make Derrick James great. The fact that he can tell you some shit, but he gonna show you this. He gonna show you too. He gonna be in the corner showing you what the fuck to do. You know Derrick James in shape. Former pro fighter. Was pretty decent too. You know what I'm saying? Former pro fighter. In shape to this day. He works out with his fighters. And he can give you both perspectives, from the outside looking in and from being inside the ring. So in that second fight with Charlo and Castano, man, he was telling him everything round by round. You know what I'm saying? And Charlo went out there and did that shit. I'm like, damn, okay. No, Mel serious this time. No, I'm like, nah, he's serious this time. He ain't trying to let this shit go. No, Mel serious about this. He said he was even telling him where to throw the shots. He told him to throw at his shoulders because Castano like to get low. That's a fact. That's a fact. And he started catching him when he was ducking. Shout out to the brother Captain in the building. What's good? I think People see that. These fighters see that. That's why they want to go to Derrick James. Even if they not taking Derrick James on as their full-time trainer, and I think they go both ways because Derrick James has to be willing to take them on as a full-time trainer. But I think even if guys don't go that route, I think guys, they paying for consultations. I think these guys paying for consultations. Shit, I would. I'll pay Derrick James for a sit-down. I'll pay Derrick James for a sit-down. Bruh, hey, just let me chop it up with you, bruh, for, you know what I'm saying? For a couple of hours, you know? Just give me some game, man. Let me talk to you, bruh. Like, you know, let me come to the gym real quick, man, and, you know, show me a few things, man. Like, you know, we can watch some of my film together. We can watch some of my film. Tell me where I'm fucking up at. I do that. That's how great of a coach that Derrick James is, man. So, but it's all up to Ryan Garcia at the end of the day. Said, to be honest, I don't think Ryan respected them boys in the Reynoso camp. I'm hoping he'll come into the James camp with a level of respect and humility. That's a fact. Said he gonna have to, because they ain't finna be playing that shit in there. Because I'll tell you like this, it ain't just gonna be Derrick James getting on his ass. Earl gonna get on his ass too. Shout out to the brother YC in the building. Said, when do Jamal fight again? Jamal Charlo, he don't have a date yet, at least not known to the public as far as I know. But honestly, I don't know what the hell going on with Jamal Charlo. You know, I seen him on Instagram. He had reached out to Oscar De La Hoya trying to make that Jaime Munguia fight again, which I think that's the fight. I mean, as far as him, like right now, if he gonna stay at 160, which I think he need to go ahead and go up to 168. I don't even see how Mao make 160 no more. Like, for real. I don't see how he make 160. Like, that last weigh in against Montiel, he looked sickly as fuck. I don't know how he make 160. But I would love to see him fight Munguia if he gonna stay at 160. And then going up to 168. He said, Andre, I seen that too. I want to see the Andre fight. If he going up to 68, I need to see Andre first. Fuck everything else. Give me Charlo versus Andre. Andre done came over to the PBC. I don't want to hear no excuses. All that bad blood shit that y'all talking about. And look, Jamal Charlo, one of my favorite fighters. But all that, he ducked out of the fight with my brother. We don't respect him. We don't want to put no money in his pocket. Fuck all that. If you really feel some type of way about this dude, go whoop his ass then. Go whoop his ass. That's what I want to see. If you really feel this type of way about Demetrius Andre, go whoop his ass. And I'll be honest, based off of Andre being more active and their last performances, even though Andre didn't look phenomenal in his last performance, he looked sharp enough. I think that's a 50-50 fight, and I wouldn't be surprised if Andre won that fight. Even though I would favor Jamal Charlo, I would not be surprised if Andre won that fight. Said it'll be in July on the undercard of Crawford versus Spence. Hopefully. That would be phenomenal. I would love to see that. That would be a great opportunity to put them as a co-main. I mean, can anything really be a co-main to Spence Crawford? But, you know, to have them open up for Spence and Crawford, that'd be a great fight. That'd be a great card. That's all I need to hear. Spence and Crawford, and then you got Maul and Andre on that bitch. Man, take all my money. I'll pre-order that bitch. I'll put my order in now. You feel me? But we don't know what they gonna do, to be honest. Everybody talking about that July date, but damn, it's like the third or fourth date we done had. D Lucky, you got Andre in that fight? That's a good fight, bro. That's a good ass fight. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if Andre beat Jamal Charlo. I would not be surprised. He got all the tools to beat him. Said, I don't believe it until EJ said facts. I won't believe it until Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford both post that shit on their Instagram. That's when I'll believe it. I won't believe it until I see Earl Spence posted on his IG and Terrence Crawford posted on his IG. And then I'ma still be skeptical. So I'ma need to see a press conference. And then I'ma still be a little bit more skeptical. So I'ma need to see a weigh-in. And even after that, I still might not believe. I'ma need to see them motherfuckers with the ref in between them and the ref telling them the rules. You feel me? I'ma need to see Earl right here and Bud right here, and it better not be fucking Kenny Bayless or Tony Weeks. They better give me somebody else. Give me Buddy. Give me, what's his name? Steve Willis. Give me Steve Willis. I won't be satisfied until I see Steve Willis in the middle of Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford, and they touching gloves if they choose to. You know what I'm saying? And they like, fight is on. That's where my questions is gonna stop, and I'm gonna just sit back and watch. Other than that, I don't believe shit neither one of them got going on when it comes to them fighting each other. I don't believe none of that shit. Said, might start thinking you dreaming. Bruh, I done had so many, like, visions of that fight, bruh. It do feel like anything, like, when we do get close to it, if it happen, that shit is gonna feel like a dream, bro. Because I done already played it out in my head so many times. I done played out the press conferences. I done played out the weigh-in. I done played all that. I played out. So they got my bro out here skeptical than the motherfucker. For real, bro. Hey, KO, bro. Like, I done heard so much bullshit. We done heard so much bullshit, bro. Like, it's so much, like, flaw shit going on. No consistency. No, like, nothing concrete. This person saying this, another person saying something else. I gotta see them boys step in the ring, man. But I'll tell you something that I do like, though. I like the fact that, you know, Terrence rocking his little crow. I said crow. Terrence rocking his little fro. And he gonna eat some crow after that down fight. I tell you that. And the fans gonna eat some crow, too. But Terrence rocking his little fro and Earl rocking his little fro, that let me know that them boys in grind mode. They in that mode where it's like, shit, you let your beard get all frizzy and shit. You don't give a fuck about, you know, you might keep you a little lineup or something. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, man, eye insurance ain't cheap. You might keep you a little lineup or something, but them boys, hey, they in grind mode. I do like that. So that let me know, you know what I'm saying? That let me know that they at least, they in count. We see Earl looking like, he gonna be looking like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be looking like that at the weigh-in. The way he looking right now. And Bud look like he in great shape too. So I do like that. I do like that. Whether, I don't know if they fighting each other next, but both of them look like they got some coming up. And I will say this about that. Shout out to, you know, I just gave ES News shit because of, you know, them titles that he was putting on them Devin Haney videos. Because, you know what I'm saying? We know what he trying to do. But the interviews that he did with Earl, man, was very insightful because, you know, Earl don't really, you know, Earl keep it 100 when he be talking, bro. Like, when you get Earl Spence in a candid setting, like how Ellie was at the gym, man, Earl was just really, like, kicking the shit with him, bro, just talking candidly. Talking about how him and Terrence Crawford have been talking on the phone, and, you know, that he really wants that fight, and how he feels is that, you know, everything that he's done was to get him to this point to be fighting Terrence Crawford. Like, and this, again, this not to shit on Bud, but when I hear Bud talk, I don't get that same genuineness from him. So I love when Earl Spence do those interviews. The same when I posted the interview that he did with his old lady. Very candid and open, like talking about and everything. Remember I made the video. One thing we know about Earl Spence is that he want this fight, and that's the reason that he's sitting out, because he want that fight. Everybody talking about, well, why the inactivity? Well, the reason he inactive because he only want one fight, but it takes two to tango. He only want one fight, and then as soon as I made that video, what happened? The interview dropped with him and his girl, and he told you that's the reason I'm sitting out, because I don't want to fight nobody but him. Bro, I just be giving y'all the real shit, bro. I just be giving y'all the real shit. And then when he sat down with Ellie, you know, the things that he said did sound promising. You feel me? But again, I can't just, even though I believe what Earl say, or I feel more confident in the genuine energy that I get from Earl Spence, it still take two motherfuckers. Because I told y'all, Earl, he already got his percentage and shit already set aside. It's just about what Bud gonna do. But you know, it sounds like they on the right track, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it said EJ would have been fought Keith. You feel me? He could, bro. Look, Earl could have fought Thurman. Shout out to my brother Jay Einstein in the building. Earl could have fought Thurman. Bro, y'all know how much money Earl can make if he fight Keith Thurman? I don't think people realize, like, Earl Spence make a minimum of $10 million if he fight Keith Thurman. Minimum. Earl Spence Jr. makes a minimum of $10 million if he fight Keith Thurman. Minimum. I don't think y'all understand how big an Earl Spence and Virgil Ortiz fight would be right here in Texas. Do y'all understand how big that fight will be? Do y'all not realize that Earl Spence and Virgil Ortiz will put 50,000 people in Cowboy Stadium? You know how easy that fight is to make? Do you think that if Earl Spence reached out to Canelo Alvarez, put himself at a disadvantage and go up in weight and say, look, I walk around at 170, 175. We can meet. Let's do a catch weight at 165. Earl never fought at 54, like in the prime of his career. We ain't talking about that shit when fighters just start out and they working their way down to a division. We ain't talking about that. I'm talking about he never officially fought at 54. Never officially fought at 60, never officially fought at 68. Earl Spence would go up if he wanted to. He can call Canelo Alvarez and say, let's do a catch weight at 165, and Canelo gonna do it because it's a bag. And Canelo not gonna feel threatened. Canelo gonna feel like I got a smaller man coming up just like Amir Khan did. Now, we all know Earl Spence better than Amir Khan, but I'm looking from the perspective of Canelo Alvarez. He gonna take that fight in a heartbeat. He gonna say, I got a smaller man coming up. You feel me? It's gonna be a bag. Hell yeah, he gonna take that fight with Spence. Jay Swisher said 2 days to rehydrate. Are they fighting Sunday? No, sir. It's 2 days. So if you weigh in at 9 a.m. Friday morning, you have the whole day. I didn't say 2 days and 2 nights. I said 2 days. You have the whole Friday to rehydrate, the whole morning, afternoon, and evening, and night. And then you have the whole morning, afternoon, evening to rehydrate and fill up even more. And feel comfortable. And feel, voluptuous. And feel all, bubbly inside. And feel strong and ready to go. Healthy. You know what I'm saying? I told you they gonna walk in the ring at 9:30, 10 o'clock. By that time, Devin Haney done had 2 full meals. Been drinking water all day. yesterday and today, that's 2 days. I'm not worried about the weight for the fight. If Loma win, it's not gonna be because of Devin Haney was weight drained. It's gonna be because he was better. If Devin Haney win, it ain't gonna be because of the weight, because he was too big and too strong. It's gonna be because he was fucking better. No excuses on either side. And we get the Valdez and Lopez fight, and they got Abdullah Mason on the prelims, and they got what's my boy? They got Emilio Fernando Vargas. I think that's his name, but the motherfucker can fight. I know that. They got Nico Ali Walsh on the card too. They got some guys on this card. They got some guys on this card, man. It's gonna be a good ass fight. It's gonna be a good ass card in general. If you just want to see some talented motherfuckers get out there and put their talent on display. But yeah, man. You know, no excuses, bruh. No excuses. Y'all know I'm calling this fight a 50-50 fight. Respect to both fighters. I told y'all how I think Loma can win, how I think Devin Haney can win. I'm picking Devin Haney to win. But no matter how the fight go, when I get on and do my post-fight reaction, I'm going to keep it 100 with y'all, bro. Like, ain't no excuses. The best man going to win. And I told y'all I'm not worried about no robbery. The same reason why I wasn't worried about no robbery when Devin Haney went over to Australia. I wasn't worried about that. Everybody had this pessimistic mindset. Oh, I'm afraid he gonna get robbed. Oh, Devin shouldn't take this fight because, you know, the odds is against him. You know what I'm saying? Devin shouldn't go over there and try to be undisputed and dare to be great because they gonna rob him. I was never one of them motherfuckers. Nakatani and Andrew Maloney. Big fact. This is gonna be a hell of a card. But I was never one of them motherfuckers that was worried about a robbery because the people gonna know what the fuck went on. People gonna know what went on, bro. People gonna know. People gonna know. People gonna know what happened, bro. And I've always been an advocate of this. The same way that Rolly Romero and Tony Weeks just robbed that old ass man, that 50-year-old man. The same way they robbed him. Everybody seen what the fuck happened. Everybody seen that Barroso dropped Rolly Romero and Rolly didn't really drop him. Everybody seen that the ref jumped in and saved him. Everybody seen that shit. Everybody seen the unofficial and the official scorecards at the time the fight ended. Everybody seen who was really the better fighter in the ring that night. Everybody seen that. So I'm not, shout out to my brother, Get the Smoke in the building. What's good? Everybody seen that. So I'm not worried about no robbery. I ain't worried about none of that shit. The best man, the people gonna crown the champion. The people gonna crown the best fighter. So I ain't worried about no robbery. And also, I'm gonna go even further to say this. If you allow a fight to be close enough for you to get robbed, that's on you. That's on you. Now, I do expect this fight to be extremely competitive. But if you don't dominate enough to where the judges can justifiably give the fight to somebody else, then that's on you. That's on you. Devin Haney needs to go in there and separate himself from Lomachenko the same way he did with Kambosos to make that shit undeniable. He has to separate himself. I think Devin Haney is going to come out and box the first 3 or 4 rounds. Box. Just box. Particularly the first 3. Just box. Use your jab. Allow Loma to exert a little energy, trying to work his way on the inside. Kind of feel some of those shots coming from Lomachenko. See what that left hand feel like whizzing by your head. You know, if Loma throw a straight left to the body and you block it, kind of get a feel for that, see what it feel like, kind of gauge its power a little bit. You know, give him lateral movement, touch him to the head, to the body with the jab, stay on your bicycle. First 3 rounds, Devin Haney, box. Be sharp, be smart, be patient. You got 12 rounds, ain't no rush. The 4th, 5th, 6th round, those in between those 3 rounds, I expect Devin Haney to start pushing Lomachenko back, or at least attempting to do so. I expect Devin Haney, not necessarily just on some Earl Spence shit, but I think he should have a slow transition. The 4th and the 5th round, start sitting in the middle of the ring. And then from the 5th and 6th on up, that's when you start walking forward and imposing your size on Lomachenko. Make his ass fight going backwards. And if he gonna sit right there and fight you toe to toe, well shit, you know, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. It's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I want to see Devin Haney impose at some point, preferably in those mid to late rounds. I want to see him start to impose his size, impose his will on Lomachenko. You know what I'm saying? Say you be a fool not to try and get Loma on the back foot. Facts. Facts. You don't want him coming forward and create and, you know, leading the pace of the fight on the front foot all fucking 12 rounds. Because at some point he gonna start, you know, he gonna start picking up momentum and he gonna start landing some of them straight punches. You want and he'll catch you off balance too. Lomachenko, again, one of the best at crashing the pocket. And, you know, he'll get in there and make shit difficult for you on the inside and get closer to you than you wanted him to be. And now you uncomfortable, you know? So you don't want Loma to be dictating everything. You don't want that if you Devin Haney. You want to be in control at all times. So in those first 3 to 4 rounds, you choose to fight off the back foot. You choose to make him fight at that pace. Shout out to the brother Jay Grant Jr. in the building. You choose to make him fight at that pace. And just like in the Linares fight, when he chose to come forward and start sitting in the pocket in round 5, he has to make that decision in this fight. I tell y'all every time I break down a fight, the fighter who imposes their style, who controls the pace of the fight, who makes the fight their opposition fight at the pace that they want and the style that they want, that's who 9 times out of 10 gonna win the fight. Yes, absolutely, La D said Haney must have the ultimate ring generalship. That's a fact. Ring generalship is gonna be key in this fight. Shout out to my brother Money Brown TV. He said, what you think about the Katie Taylor and Cameron fight? I like Katie Taylor in that fight. Ain't that fight gonna be in her hometown in Ireland? I like her in that fight. I don't think she losing out there. She not losing out there. Cameron is a decent fighter, but I like Katie Taylor. I like Katie Taylor in that fight. I think she gonna stud up. She fighting in her own backyard. I got Katie Taylor. It's gonna be a good fight though. Gonna be a good ass fight. You know what I'm saying? But if you Lomachenko in this fight, I think your main objective is to make Devin Haney as uncomfortable as you possibly can. Whatever that looks like. Getting close to him early, taking the same approach that Jojo Diaz took by conserving your energy the first 3 or 4 rounds and then going balls to the wall from then on out the rest of the fight and trying to, you know, put Devin Haney in a position of where he gonna have a blind spot he can't see. You hit him with a shot that he don't see. You know, go to the body if you feel like he weak to the body because of the weight cut. whatever that might look like for Lomachenko, I think he needs to, his main objective needs to be to make Devin Haney as uncomfortable as you possibly can, because as long as Devin Haney is comfortable, he ain't losing. As long as Devin Haney is comfortable and in control of the fight, he not losing. You got to make Devin Haney uncomfortable if you Lomachenko. Said we wanted Taylor versus Baumgartner. Me too. I like Alicia in that fight. That's a good ass fight. I don't know. That's a good ass fight. That's a good ass fight. Because although Alicia won her last fight, I didn't think her performance was great. I didn't think her performance was great. But she's younger. She's hotter right now. You know, figuratively and physically. She hotter right now. You know, she got the glow right now. She got momentum right now. You feel me? Shout out to the brother Goat, you too being in the building. What's good, brother? I appreciate you for pulling up. I like Alicia in that fight. Said I think Devin insulting Loma, calling him a dirty fighter, and the push has lit a fire in Loma. Devin gave Loma extra motivation. That could very well be true. And like I said, I think that could work for him and it could work against him. The way that it can work for him is he can make Loma a little bit more reckless, maybe. Make Lomachenko be more aggressive than he needed to be. Maybe, and I don't think this is going to happen because I think Lomachenko is so experienced, such an intelligent fighter that he's not going to really fall in. He's not going to fall too deep into those pitfalls. But I think this is the first time that anybody's ever like approached Lomachenko like this, so we really don't know how he's gonna react. So it's a couple of things. It's a couple of ways that could work for him, but it could work against him if this makes Lomachenko key in and be even more focused, to be even more dedicated on his game plan that they already set forth. Maybe this doesn't change Lomachenko's game plan and they just key in even more on the game plan that they already had. And it's going to raise his level of awareness and intelligence in the fight and his determination. Maybe this gives him an extra boost for his conditioning. Because you know it's different when you got something, like when you really want something so bad, you can push your body to limits that you haven't been before. You know? In those rounds, in those late rounds where Loma might start to fade or might feel like, oh, you know, I'm getting tired. He gonna remember that push. He gonna remember Devin Haney calling him a dirty fighter. And he gonna say, no, I can't let him get that one up on me. No, I gotta keep going. I gotta keep pushing. That's how I can work against Devin Haney. So we just have to see. But I think Devin Haney did that because number one, he wants to get more eyes on the fight. And I think in the back room before they got to the scales, I think Devin Haney told his team, he said, look, hey, I'm going to push him. 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 You know what I'm saying? Get him riled up. Get him off his game. Lomachenko so used to everybody being so respectful. You know, Loma used to everybody being super respectful, you know, super humble, like I'm just happy to share the ring with you type shit. This is the first time he done experienced something like this, so we really don't know how Loma gonna react. Said Devin embracing the villain role. That's a fact. He trying to play heel. And that's not a bad idea. You know, it's not a bad idea because people gonna tune in to see you lose. If he goes out, think about this. Think about Devin Haney. He go out there and he beat Lomachenko decisively in dominant fashion. People gonna be looking at that push like, no, they'll really like that. Now, if he go out there and lose, everybody gonna make fun of him, rightfully so. But if he go out there and he win, that push is gonna look like a genius fucking move. because now it puts you in that space where, ooh, hold on, like, no, he really. I know Devin Haney a dog, cause I seen it in fights. I seen it in the Linares fight. I seen it in the JoJo Diaz fight. I know he got that in him, but that push and you go beat Loma convincingly, when they start matching you up with guys like Shakur and Tank, it's gonna be a different level of respect when they start talking about Devin Haney name. Even after the win, even if he didn't push Lomachenko, just the win, people gonna put some extra respect on his name because you ain't gonna have no choice. Like, you can talk about he don't have power, you can talk about he don't sell, he don't do this, he don't do that. But motherfucker, at the end of the day, you're gonna have to say he beat Lomachenko. When Lomachenko had everything on the line. Shout out to the Queen Neek J in the building. Coming through and showing love. What's good? Said he should come out to All Eyes on Me. I would lose it if he dropped some Pac on his way out. Hey, now that'll be lit for real. Hey, didn't Devin Haney come out to Mini Man in Australia when he fought Cambosis? Hey, I wouldn't put it past him to come out to some Pac. That shit'll be hard. Hey, Dev, if y'all watching, man, say, I tagged you on the IG in preparation for this live. If y'all watching, man, go ahead and come out to that Pac, man. Come out to that Pac, man, because all eyes really are on Devin Haney. All eyes are on Devin Haney. Everybody's already performed. Frank done performed already. Tank done performed already. Shakur done performed already. Now it's on you. Now it's your time. Now it's your time. That was Cambosis came out the Mini Man, okay, and got his ass whooped. As a matter of fact, scratch that. Don't come out to Pop. Come out to something else. Come out to some shit like what Terrence Crawford did that Shaka Khan. You know what I'm saying? Come out to some Shaka Khan. Whatever you do, don't come out to what Rolly did. What Rolly came out to, I forgot what he played. Some bullshit. I like that. Yeah, that I'm bad. I like that. That was hard from Terrence Crawford. That LL, that was hard. Ace 1980 said, I sound like a hater. How, brother? Tell me how I sound like a hater, brother. Tell me how I sound like a hater, brother. Said, I wonder if Loma sparred. Let's see. I wonder if Loma sparred slick young American fighters. Yeah, he used to spar the guy that he just fought. Jermaine Ortiz. Jermaine Ortiz is slick. You know, he's slick, fast hands, combination punches. But defense, I mean, I wouldn't even call him like, he ain't like Devin Haney slick. But he got some slickness to him, though. He got some slickness to him. I don't know who else like he really. I think Shakur sparred Loma. But if you talking about in preparation for this fight, then that's another question. I don't know who he been sparring for this fight. I don't know who he been sparring. That's a good ass question because that's key. That's key. But I think Loma, man, he got so much experience. I think he gonna be prepared for Devin Haney's style, but that don't necessarily mean that he gonna have enough to beat Devin Haney. Said, I don't know any brother's last name Ortiz. Said it pissed me off when Caleb and Marcus Brown came out to Nipsey and got their ass whooped. Yeah, bruh. I hate when dudes come out to these classic songs or these artists that I respect highly and they go out there and get their ass whooped. Said, you talking about Tank and Shakur, those guys fought B-class fighters. You must be new, Ace. If you think I'm hating on Devin Haney, you must be new here. You must be new, brother. You definitely got to be new. Ace 1980 said, because I just said Tank performed and Shakur performed, um, that I'm hating on Devin Haney because they fought B class fighters. I mean, you right. They ain't fought nobody on Loma level. That's a fact. That's the reason I'm making this live. Yeah, you knew, brother. It's all good. You got time to go back and watch the catalog. It's cool. Said Jermaine Ortiz black. Nah, I mean, he definitely got black in him now. You can just look at him and tell that somewhere along the line, somebody in his family black. And you watch him fight, and you gonna see why. Go back and watch Jermaine Ortiz. Just go back and watch the Loma fight. He ain't no regular Hispanic. I tell you that. He ain't no regular Hispanic. He ain't no regular Hispanic. He ain't. Nah. Hey, DC Dre, he ain't no regular Hispanic. Now go back, watch him fight. You gonna see. No disrespect to my Hispanic brothers out there, but I'm just saying he ain't no regular. No, he got some black in him. You could look at him and then look at how he fight. You could tell. He got a black American style. And I think let's talk about that for a quick second. I think that fight actually helped Lomachenko prepare for somebody like Devin Haney because I think Jermaine Ortiz is a very good fighter, man. Like, and I'm excited to see Jermaine Ortiz versus the likes of Shakur Stevenson, Keyshawn Davis, Frank Martin. I think that's a great fight. Like, all those are great fights. Jermaine Ortiz can really fight, bro. He can really fight. He got, he ain't really a big puncher, just like Dev, not a big puncher, but they both got hand speed, got combinations. They got a little bit of defense on them. You know, he got, man, yeah. No, Jermaine Ortiz, he can fight, man. Got some little, foot movement on him. He willing to come forward, willing to fight off the back foot. He willing to fight in the trenches. I like Jermaine Ortiz. He can fight. And I think that was a rough and tough fight that Loma needed for somebody. And he had size on him, too. That was the type of fight that Lomachenko needed to help him get ready for a Devin Haney. I think another thing that you could also say is that fight could have possibly taken something out of Lomachenko because he had to go tooth and nail with Jermaine Ortiz. So it could have took some up out of him, but we ain't gonna know until tonight. Said I'm gonna need 135. I'm gonna need a 135 tournament in a year with all them prospects Top Rank got. Facts, bro. But Top Rank ain't gonna do that. See, Top Rank is the perfect. Like, if you and look, Bob Arum said this shit himself. He just did an interview where they was asking him about Devin Haney and with Devin Haney being in his last fight with Top Rank, as far as on this current contract, and how he has aspirations to go over to PBC and fight Tank Davis. And Bob Arum was like, that's a good idea. That's great for him. I wouldn't, hate on him for exercising his options. We gave him Undisputed. We gave him all these opportunities. We rocked with him. They fulfilled their contract. And then after your contract is up, hey, go do what you want to do. Bob Arum, he also said this. He said Top Rank is the perfect place for guys. He said we don't do long-term contracts with nobody unless they first coming up. These young guys. The reason I bring that up, Dank Father, based off your comment with the tournament type John at in 135 at Top Rank, is because they not finna match up them young fighters against each other. Because with they young fighters and they prospects, they do perfect matchmaking. They put them guys in front of people that they know they can beat, and they help them build up their record. You know what I'm saying? Build up their record. They get consistent paychecks, and you know they fight on ESPN, and they put them in front of everybody, and you put them up against opponents that's gonna make them look good. That's what Top Rank do. Keyshawn Davis, Abdullah Mason, what's my ain't Carrington signed with them too. Carrington, Big Baby, Jared Anderson, like all of them dudes, they not finna fight nobody no time soon. Richard Hitchison, ain't he with Top Rank? None of them dudes finna fight nobody no time soon. Frank Martin can be calling for Keyshawn Davis all he want. They not finna make that fight. Oh, he with the zone, Richardson, he with the zone. But I know they got a lot of prospects over there. Troy Isley. They not finna put them dudes in the ring with nobody no time soon. So we not finna see no tournament with them young guys. Although I would love that, but you know Bob ain't finna do that. But that's what like Bob said. He said we don't do long-term deals with established fighters. We do that shit with young guys because they building them up. You know what I'm saying? They building them up. Kelvin Moore said, who fights better backing up Devin Haney? Of course. Devin Haney, of course. You know what I'm saying? It's a great stylistic matchup. Devin Haney fights better off the back foot. Lomachenko fights better off the front foot. But I want to see Devin push Loma back. I want to see him push Loma back in the second half of the fight. That's what I want to see. Shout out to the brother Mook Supreme in the building. What's good? Said just tapped in. Got my food. Who you got winning tonight, bro? I got Devin Haney, man. I got Devin Haney by unanimous decision. I know people are taken aback when I say that there could be a possible 11th round stoppage, 10th or 11th round stoppage. I know it doesn't sound probable, but I got Devin Haney by unanimous decision. You know what I'm saying? I think he's going to rise to the occasion. I think in the middle rounds, Loma going to make it tough. It's going to be points in that fight where it looks shaky for Devin Haney. Like if you're a hardcore Devin Haney fan, you going to be on the edge of your seat in this fight. You going to have some moments where you like, oh, shit, goddamn, hold up, oh, shit, oh. You might cover your eyes. You going to have a couple of moments like that. You going to be like, ooh. When he go back to the corner and shit, you going to be like, damn, I don't know about this one. You going to have a couple of them moments. But I think Devin Haney going to weather the storm, and he going to come out on top. That's what I think. But I could be wrong. You know, I've been wrong before. Said Loma going to hurt him, but Haney will win. I can see that. I can see. You know what this fight might look like. And look, I'm not comparing neither one of these fighters to neither one of these fighters. But just stylistically and how the fight played out, I think it's going to be way more entertaining because of these guys are way closer to their prime than the people that I'm finna mention. Hold on, I think somebody just said it. Oh, no. Said, I wonder, will Floyd come coach Dev like he did Tank? Said Kovalev and Ward, it could look like that, but I think it's going to look like, I think stylistically the matchup is going to be like when Floyd fought Pacquiao. I think the fight going to be more action-packed, though, because these guys are close. You know, Dev 24, Loma 35. They both got way more energy and fire and desire than Floyd and Pac had at that time. But remember when Pac-Man hurt Floyd on the ropes with the left hand and busted Floyd's lip? Y'all remember that? That was one of the few big shots that he landed that whole fight. But he landed it. and he had Floyd in trouble on the ropes for a slight second. But other than that, Floyd controlled the whole fight. That's how I can see this fight going. I can see Devin controlling the whole fight, but Loma have a moment where he hurt Dev, and Dev weathered the storm. Just like how Pacquiao hurt Floyd. Orthodox fighter versus southpaw. Taller orthodox fighter versus shorter southpaw. That's what this fight looked like to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what this fight looked like to me. Although I think it's gonna be just a lot more going on though, because these fighters that's fighting tonight, way more vibrant. They way more like energetic. They way more, and it's I can't say there's more on the line because it's not, even though it's for Undisputed. That fight was a unification with 3 titles. Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather was a unification with 3 titles. Floyd had 2, Manny had 1. So it was a unification match. 1 belt away from Undisputed. But that fight was still, for obvious reasons, way more on the line. But this fight, though, I think is going to be very similar. You're going to have just the same way that Manny was trying to use his angles to find a way to land that left hand. You're going to see Loma doing the same shit, trying to find a way to land that left hand. And the same way Floyd kept the distance, was using a jab. He was throwing a straight right, and then when he got close, he kind of got physical. And remember, go back to that to Floyd versus Manny. Floyd did something that was very slick that I don't think a lot of people caught on. Floyd did something very slick. I think it was the first or the second round. Floyd got close to Manny, and he threw big ass overhand rights. Now, they landed on like part of his head and then on the glove too. But Floyd did that shit for a reason, because he wanted Manny to respect shit that was coming back to him. That's what I think Dev got to do. He still took the first part of that fight, well, the whole fight, and he kept his distance. You know what I'm saying? And he was, boxing off the back foot. When Manny got too close to him and got too reckless, what Floyd do? Tie him up. You know what I'm saying? Tie his ass up. Make him reset, and then you get back on your jab. Get back on your jab, throw the straight right hand. But in them first couple of rounds, what Floyd do? He stuck his foot in the ground, and he threw 2 big-ass overhand rights, and he made Manny feel them motherfuckers. So you ain't just finna jump in here in this sweet. I don't give a fuck if I got knockout power or not. You gonna feel these punches. You gonna know it's some coming behind them bitches. Y'all remember what Andre Berto said, right? Do y'all remember the breakdown that it's legendary? Andre Berto gave the breakdown of what it's like to be in a ring with Floyd. He said the punches don't feel like they got a whole lot of power on them, but you know that you don't want to get caught with nothing, just being reckless, with some shit that you don't see, because he gonna hit you with something early to make you feel that these punches got some type of weight on them, to the point where you ain't just finna walk in that bitch with your hands behind your back and just say, hit me. Because you know that shit gonna hurt. You know that shit gonna hurt. That's the same type of approach that Devin Haney gonna have with Loma. You know what I'm saying? Come out boxing, be sharp. You feel me? Be sharp. Throw a couple of heavy shots early. Just, you know what I'm saying? You don't gotta go crazy, but hit him with even if he block him. Go to another thing Devin got to do in this fight, go to the body. You know what I'm saying? Even if he blocked that punch, hit him with something where he feel that shit. And that way he know he gonna be cautious. He gonna know he can't just come in there and jump in and just do whatever he want to do. Because if he miss, he gonna pay. And Loma gonna know that. But Loma also gonna take risks to land that left hand. This fight gonna look, stylistically, it's gonna look a lot like Floyd versus Manny. Watch. Yep, big overhand right. Big overhand right after the body. Big facts. Said, I think it might be Haney versus JoJo, with Haney figuring him out after some trouble, or Loma versus Nakatani, Loma figuring the reach out and getting on the inside, not comparing the fighters but scenarios. That's a great comparison. That's a great comparison. I can see that fight, going either way like that. Now, the reason I could definitely see that. I could definitely see that. I could definitely see Loma being able to crash the pocket, take that distance away, and make Devin Haney uncomfortable to the point where once he finds a range that he's comfortable with, I think he'll be able to land those shots. It's Devin's responsibility to make it difficult for Loma to find a range that he's comfortable fighting at. I think what Devin need to do is make Loma be at a range all night that he's not comfortable with. So when Loma want to come forward and get close, Devin got to be on the back foot. And when Loma wants to kind of fight in the middle of the ring and have a chess match, then Devin need to be pushing him back. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be Devin Haney's responsibility all night to make Loma be at a range and at a distance that he's not feeling the most confident at. Shout out to my brother, the Soulmates in the building. What's good? Shout out to the brother Mike Rhyme in the building. What's good? Said the uppercut would be there for Haney. Yes. I had somebody, look, I said that in my breakdown. I said I want to see the right uppercut from Devin Haney. I had somebody tell me that the right uppercut from an orthodox fighter fighting a southpaw is a terrible idea. And I'm like, bruh, that's one of the most uneducated things that you could ever say. It's no different than a southpaw fighting an orthodox fighter throwing a left uppercut. Did motherfuckers not see Errol Spence versus Yordenis Ugas? Did they not watch Errol Spence throw uppercut after uppercut after uppercut after uppercut, all from the left hand on Yordenis Ugas? It's the same shit if you're an orthodox fighter fighting a southpaw throwing a right uppercut. It's the same exact shit. It's the same position, and it's just an opposite reflection. It's the same position. Just like the straight right hand. I would love to see Devin Haney, when they do get close, throw a right uppercut to the body. You know what I'm saying? And then, if you can, time up and then break, and then you can throw a lead uppercut to the head when Loma least expect it. It's a great punch, and I want to see Devin Haney utilize the right uppercut in this fight. I think it's a big punch. Said devil's advocate to Haney with the big punch. What if Loma makes Haney feel that straight left early? He's rocked Comey and Ortiz. That can happen. That can happen. I actually think that that's part of Loma's strategy, to try to hit Devin Haney with something early. To make Devin Haney, if Devin Haney had any idea of walking forward at any point in the fight. My battery getting low, so had the little message pop up. But if Devin Haney, which I believe he does have, if Devin Haney has any idea about walking forward at any point in this fight, I think Lomachenko can plant a seed early in his head that you can't do that by landing a straight left early. A solid straight left. Lomachenko has an opportunity to plant that seed like, motherfucker, no, you better be on your bicycle all night. Any idea you ever thought of coming forward, you better get that shit out your mind right now. You better apologize for even thinking that shit. That's what I think Loma can do with the straight left if he lands some thudding and solid early in the fight. Because one punch can change the trajectory of a whole fight. One punch can change a fighter's whole strategy. Like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan till they get hit in the fucking mouth. One punch can change your whole strategy. So that's a great point. And I think that's something that Loma and his team are keying in on. You know, I also heard Devin Haney say that he's going to essentially undress Lomachenko. Said that he's going to take away his best weapons. Devin Haney said the plan is to take away Lomachenko's best weapon from him and make him fight handicap. Again, I keep going back to the comparison with Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. Everybody was getting so up in arms about Floyd using the tie-up method, which is a genius method that not everybody can execute. You gotta have a certain skill set and a certain level of ring IQ to be able to use that tool and make it work for you and be successful and still win the judges over. Floyd Mayweather was a master at that. Devin Haney has been mastering that ability. So motherfuckers can talk all they want about him tying up and stopping you from working, but shit, if he tie you up and then make you reset and then get back on his jab and he hitting you with shots, that's a good ass strategy to use. It's up to you to be able to break that shit. So if Devin Haney, just like Floyd did with Manny, you know, keep him on that outside, you know, hit him with the jab, throw the straight right behind it, you know, every now and then bring that overhand right, you know, every now and then throw that right uppercut. The left hook not going to be utilized a whole lot, but that's something that I do want to see because southpaws don't expect the left hook to be utilized a lot when they fight an orthodox fighter. I want to see the left hook too because Devin Haney has a really good left hook. And then when it get too hot and Loma start getting too close and too comfortable, tie his ass up, make him feel how much bigger than him you is. Make him feel your strength. Tie his ass up, talk to him a little bit in the clinch. Yeah, motherfucker, you thought this shit was gonna easy. You thought you was just gonna take it, didn't you? You thought you were just gonna take it, didn't you? No. Push him off for you and get back to work. Tie his ass up and get back to work. Take away his weapons. It's up to Loma to be able to break the clinch. You know why? Because Earl Spence break clinches. How many times y'all seen anybody tie up Earl Spence and do it consistently and successfully? Nobody. He breaking that bitch. It's up to Loma to be able to break the clinch and be able to work on the inside. We're going to see just how great of an inside fighter Lomachenko is because when you get close enough to try to clinch somebody, that's when your inside fighting ability come out the most. That's when it come out the most. He is. Lomachenko is a really good body puncher. He didn't go to the body versus Ortiz like he should have, but I thought that was just ring rust. I think in this fight, he will attempt to go to the body more. You know, could be dangerous because Devin Haney is a phenomenal counterpuncher. So there is definitely risk when you go to the body versus a really good counterpuncher. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to see. Said even Floyd couldn't break it in sparring. Hey, I'm telling you, bro. It's Loma's responsibility to break the clinch. The same way Earl Spence denies clinches. Earl Spence don't let you clinch him. He always get a hand free. So if Earl Spence can do it, these other fighters can do it. I said it earlier, Loma brought in a wrestler to help him with Devin's clinching. That's a great move. That's a great move. You know what I'm saying? That's a great move. But my battery is about to die, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I love to keep this going, but I just want to say thank you to everybody that showed up and showed love. Everybody in the super chat supporting the channel. Thank you so much. Everybody in the regular chat interacting and chopping it up with me, man. I love talking this boxing with y'all. If you haven't already hit the like button, please make sure you hit the like button. If you came in late, this is a 2-hour live. Go ahead and run that thing back. You know, it's Saturday, man. It's a beautiful day out here in Dallas, Texas. I hope it's beautiful wherever y'all at, man. Go ahead and play this shit throughout your day and vibe out and prepare yourself for the fight. I will be doing a post-fight reaction. However this shit go, I will be doing a post-fight reaction. It's most likely gonna be live, depending on, because I'm gonna be with the homies. We gonna be watching the fight. You know, we gonna be having a whole little fight party vibe going on. So, you know, depending on all the commotion that's going on, I could do a live or a video, but I want to go live. So, y'all stay tuned, man. Again, appreciate everybody for coming through, man. I hope y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day and enjoy the fight. Contender regime boxing. I'll holler at y'all boys, man.